So welcome to Challenge the Road. We have the Range Rover Hybrid. This is what I purchased for myself after lockdown. Had a real good think about it, and I thought we're not going to be going away very much, but we can go away in the UK, which we did. We actually went to Devon, and I thought I want a 4x4. I want to be a little bit eco-friendly, but I don't want the hassle of all this plug-in electric cars, because it's obviously going to be a really long drive. So I've done a little bit of research, and I thought, well, what could I get? And a car I didn't really know about was this Range Rover, and Land Rover put a huge amount of investment into this car. It's actually a brand new hybrid, all built from scratch, and it was launched in 2013. So I've done a bit of research, watched a lot of videos on the car, and I decided this could be quite a good move. So at the time I had a plug-in BMW 5 Series, a 530e, which is a very good car, but obviously I wouldn't be doing any business trips now because we're in lockdown. We're mainly working from home. So I went for this, and I think it was a really good move. So 2013 these come out, and it would have been about 100 to 110,000 for this car. I ended up paying under £40,000 for the car with under 30,000 miles. So really it's only just run in. So it was a fantastic purchase, and I think it's one of the best cars on the road. And I tell you why. One, the Range Rover, this is an autobiography, so it's got every extra. It's got entertainment in the back, which my wife wanted. She said, look, the kids are driving me mad. Let's just put that visor down. Kids are driving me mad. You know, rabbit. Let's put something in the back. So they got the rear entertainment. They can put the headphones on, gives her a break, because they always ask for her, not for me. And then you've obviously got the hybrid with electric. So how it works is really simple. Now, I've got a diesel engine, 3 litre, loads of power, and I've got a 125 kilo battery. And this is a very light car compared to the other one. It's actually 425 kilos lighter than the old car. Then you add in the 125 for the electric. So it doesn't even feel a heavy car. You can get about up to 30 miles an hour. You can just use electric mode. So you've got an EV button here, which you can press, and then you're just running on electric mode, and it is super smooth, super quiet in that mode. And I found for my driving, if I just look at some of the stats, I was at one stage going to work and the engine was cutting off 50% of the time. So it was costing me probably about £50 a month in diesel. So hardly costing anything at all to run, which is fantastic. And I've got all this room, all this space in here, and this luxury. I wouldn't think Range Rover's maybe a car for me personally, but now I've been in one, oh wow, this is like comfort beyond comfort. The ride's fantastic. I just leave it in auto. I haven't really tried all the modes. Maybe we do that on another video, but I just put it in auto and go. See, we just come into a 30 now. It's in EV mode, and listen, nothing at all. It's hardly any sound. You can come through here using no fuel, and then once you go over exactly 30 now, actually just slightly over, and it's still saying EV mode, and then I'll press a bit more, and now it's using that engine alongside it. Now, because this was built from the ground up as a new hybrid, you've got the regeneration on the brakes. So I've got a hybrid bar here which is going up. Now that gives me a mile of EV, so I can use, oh, that's good for a Range Rover, through the old splash. So I can now go along, drive as we are, and it will be regenerating every time I brake. So I'm braking now, it's regenerating that battery. So by the time I get to a 30, I will have a mile of electric power that I can use. And also it's regenerating all the time, every time I brake. So you've got to drive it slightly differently to a normal car. You almost let it just glide, let it just run. Because when you come off the accelerator, it won't really decelerate. So you can actually just guide it and use as much or a little fuel as you like, or just keep using the battery. So it's highly efficient. But let's just do a quick view on why I went for this, because obviously I had a Golf GTE with the plug-in, and then I had the BMW with the plug-in. But I tell you what, it's annoying plugging it in, and every morning I would go to go to the car and it's cold, and I think, right, I put the heater on for a couple of minutes. You get out the car, turns the heater off. So you go back to the car and it's still cold. So then you get in the car and you stay in the car to heat it up. Perhaps there's different ways of doing it, but being a guy, I just want to just go in and heat the car, go back out, come back out. Then you go to start the car and you forget it's still plugged in. So then you go out, it's raining, you get soaked, you come back in, and in the end I just thought, you know what, I can't be bothered with this. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm just going to have a car as a hybrid car. I don't want the hassle. So looking at some of the prices as well and value, now I just went on Range Rover's configurator and found that if I wanted this car as of now with a hybrid and an electric with sort of 30 miles, probably 25 in the real world, I'm looking at 120,000. So it's probably £600 a year more to run than the other car, the new one, but it's £80,000 more. So if I run this for 3 years, I'm, you know, in 3 years time, the electric ones, I mean, I've just seen some of the values now, and the electric ones have already dropped to around 65. So you've already lost 55,000. Well, I'm not going to lose 55,000 in this because it's only cost me 40. So I think these are a bit of a steal, really, because you've got 4x4, you've got electric when you need it, and you've just got one of the plushest cars there are around. I mean, the interior is absolutely fantastic. So from a value point of view, I think they're really good. Now, also, before I come out, I thought I better just check how many are around. And when I was on there was lots of these 2014 cars, but when I say lots, probably 8 or 9. I went on there today and there's one. So obviously someone's picking up on what I was thinking at the time. So, and they've gone up in price. So the cheapest one I could find was about 45k for this type of spec. So I think it's a good time to get into one of these, and it just gives you a nice feel for the car. So let's just have a look at the inside of this car, and from a driving point of view. Now, obviously you're up very high and you probably think it's a very big car, which it is, but it doesn't feel huge. It feels really comfortable. The steering feels are really nice. I really enjoy it, and it's soothing to drive because the seats are fantastic. Your seating position, it feels like it's really relaxing, and with all this stuff that's going on in the world, I just feel it's just lovely to drive. It just seems to be no hassle. Even the way they do all the indicators, the sound, it all sounds nice. It just gives us like a soothing feeling, and it's got a mega stereo in here. I mean, it's just let's put a song on here. What have we got on? I don't know. Let's put something on. But the stereo in here is off the charts. The bass. So with my daughters in here, they love it. You've got a full sunroof in here. It's epic, and I just can't believe this is £40,000 car. All the controls on the steering wheel. I've got heated steering wheel. I can control the radio, the DVD. I've got massage seats, for God's sake. I can massage in the back and in the front. Heated seats, air-conditioned seats in the front. Heated steering wheel is one of the best things ever invented. I mean, I know maybe I'm a tart, but when I put that on in the morning and your hands are warm, I like that. So I think this is just a great car. The outside looks fantastic. I mean, obviously at the moment we can't get that many shots of stuff, but we'll try and put some pictures in. But yeah, this is an awesome car, and you know, I'm really pleased to share it with you because I think it's one of those cars, if you're looking in that range, that you should be buying, because you've got no anxiety about charging. When we went to Devon, I went there and back on one tank, no problem, easy. So stuff like that, it's just, you know, how can you beat that? I haven't got to worry. I haven't got to get to, we went to a farm in Devon, so I haven't got to get to the farm and go, have you got a charging point for my, I've got no hassle. And I don't believe that, see, there's that noise on the indicator, sounds lovely. I don't believe electric cars are the future. I feel that the CO2 neutral fuel will be. So if that comes out in 2022, then I can fill this car up with a CO2 neutral fuel, and I've got electric as a backup. So surely this is the place to be. Then I haven't got to worry about charging, and also you've still got to pay for charging at home. It's still going to cost money, and you've got all these cables everywhere. I mean, how's that going to work for people in streets with cars down there with all these cables? It doesn't work, and we haven't got the infrastructure to do it. So really pleased to show you this car, and I hope it's a car, you know, you maybe think about. And you know, it's made by Land Rover. I know it hasn't got the best electrical history on these cars. I've had one problem with the battery, which I just changed in the end. That cost me probably £800, but otherwise it's been absolutely fine. Hasn't really missed a beat from a driving point of view. It's just I wasn't getting EV mode, but otherwise it's been fantastic, and I just can't see how you can beat this. My daughters love it. They love being in the back or the front, the massage seats. You've got the rear entertainment. There's so much space in here. Feels great. It's got different dials to a normal. It's got like a power reserve, which I think was on Rolls Royce's. I might be wrong on that, but I think it was. And you can go, so it says 20%, 40%, 60% on the gauge. It's all digital dash, which looks great. So the only compromise I would say is I'd like Apple CarPlay, but I might see if that could be retrofitted. But definitely this is something you should be looking at as a car. So it's really, really good. When we was in Devon too, we went through a lovely water splash, which I'll bring up a video for you. But that's the other thing, you've got this great ground clearance. Actually with the EV, it's a better off-road car because it's put all the weight on the bottom of the car. So it's actually better than the diesel version when you go off-road. I don't really go off-road that much, but it was fun doing that in Devon. So that was, you know, brilliant. I think that it's just such a no compromise car. The interior is obviously, you know, Range Rover. They only do it in autobiography spec, so you only have the top spec with this car. So yeah, it's really, really good. So let's just drive along here, give you a few more bits. So you hear the diesel engine cutting then, and then if I'm doing under 30 I can go to EV, and then it will all quieten down. But it's quite nippy, so let's just accelerate here. So let's put everything on. So we're talking, yeah, that's plenty quick enough. Yeah, we're sort of under 7 seconds to 60. So, and it's got, you know, 335 horsepower, 500 foot of torque, 1500 revs, which is nothing. So you've got torque from zip upwards. Handles very, very well, and it feels super, super comfortable in here. You could do a lot of miles like we did, and you're just relaxed. And that's what I really enjoy about this car. It just feels relaxing. But I just think people don't know about this car, and there wasn't many bought at the time because hybrids were pretty new back then, and it was a lot of money. But it's not a lot of money now. So, you know, a Golf R is more expensive than this car second hand, and this is just run in. I mean, I've done a lot of miles when I went to Devon and stuff, so let's have a look. So I've done 12,000 miles. We got it in sort of May, or no, before that, about March, April. So I've done quite a few miles. I'm getting an average of 32.5 miles per gallon. The engine off is 23%, but I think once you start using it more, you start driving it a bit quicker. I think you could be a lot more frugal with the accelerator. If you really wanted to, I mean, I'd say I was getting a 50% engine cut off when I first got it because I was driving really slow trying to see how far I could go. And also England weather, when it snows, you got one of the best cars. Can't wait for it to snow now. I want to go out and do, you know, go wherever. So you've got this brilliant 4x4 system from Land Rover. So yeah, have a look guys, see what you think, and you know, I really hope it might be a car that you get, because I've really, really enjoyed it. One of the other really good things on this car is on the interior. You've got cubby holes everywhere, and I mean everywhere. You can put your phone, your drinks. It's got two fridges, and I know you can get 4 Guinnesses in the front and 4 in the back, so that's 8. So yeah, it's got some really nice features, and I know that's a key as well. When you're going away with the family, you can just chuck everything in. Really good. And the looks, it's a 2013 car. You put a personal plate on this and they won't even know it's not brand new. It's a fantastic looking car, brilliant looking car. And also they haven't changed it. I mean, Range Rover come out in 1970. They then done 2003. Then in 2013 was this new model, so 10 years. So really, if you went into Range Rover now and you bought a brand new one for 120,000, and I put a personal plate on this, you won't know this is a 2014 car that I'm driving. You'll think it's absolutely brand new. So that's one of the other brilliant things about this car. It looks fantastic, and it won't have aged anything on there until the new one comes out. So let's just go through what are the compromises on this car and what are the downsides. So downsides are Land Rovers do go wrong and have electrical problems. So that's one downside. Second downside, you're in a Range Rover, so everyone's going to think you're an arse and you take up all the road, which you probably will do because it's a pretty big car, 2.5 tons. What else is there as a downside? When it's running well, I'm trying to think of anything I don't like. I mean, the brake pedal, I don't know if anyone knows, but when you first get your first hybrid car, most of the brake pedals, you get like a regeneration. It feels funny on the pedal. This feels absolutely perfect. I don't feel any difference between this and the normal brake pedal, which is really important because you get in a lot of cars and you're having, at first you go, oh, you're having to adjust all the time. And that can be not scary, but at first you're a bit like, how does that work? You know, why is that? You know, you touch the brake and you go forward, but this pedal is absolutely perfect. And when you're driving a car a lot or you're going backwards and forwards, you don't want hassle like that. So that's a good point, but it's just a bad point of hybrids. What else is there? I say it's a little bit dated on the interior but I'm sure I could try and change that, or there'd be an update to that. I'm going to look into that. But no, I don't see many bad sides to this. I mean, the boot is huge. No, there's not many. It's just a really good car. So I hope you enjoy this and look out for more videos. And if you do get a chance, it would be great if you could subscribe to the channel, and see you soon.